For this video, I will cover the number 2 Learn Computing Basics module. In this module is where your first set of content for the CIT 105 class begins, where you actually see assignments. The first document 2.0 module introduction gives you an overview of why you're going to be completing this unit. Basically, it sets the tone for the unit. Reading is instrumental to learning. So if you already understand that you have a problem with reading or comprehension, that just means that you need to spend more time doing those things. It's kind of like riding a bike. If you do it over and over, you get better at it. So anytime on Blackboard, if you see sim or project, when that appears, that just means that this is an actual assignment that you need to complete. So the question is answered, why should we learn computing basics? So you read through that document all the way to the bottom and click the close button once you reach the bottom. The close returns you back to the main course content area, where you simply go to the next numbered document. And this basically gives you an overview of the unit, and then you're on to your Learn Computing Basics voice thread. The voice thread is where you will get videos and other interactive activities to interact with your classmates and your professor. There is one voice thread in each unit. Then as you travel down, you will see other documents where the documents are just for you to view. You could simply skip over all of the extra reading. It's completely up to you, and go directly to the sim book, the voice thread, the projects, and the exit slips. You don't have to read all of the extra reading materials, but it certainly does help to frame your mind around computing concepts. So it's up to you. So there are 10 sim books in the Learn Computing Basics unit. And your very last item in each unit is for you to complete the learner's exit slip. This is just basically signifying that you have completed this unit and you want to alert Professor Jacob of your experience in the unit. There are simple 4 questions on the survey. Next, I want to show you what it looks like with a SimNet sim book. So your introduction to computers first sim book only has six tasks or 6 skills. Once you click on one activity in the sim book, it opens the entire sim book, or you could simply click on the launch all and it will take you into your sim book. So for each sim book, you are to read the page and take notes in your 5-subject notebook on anything that is new. Only take notes on new information. That's where the learning happens. Then once you feel like you understood the entire page and you're ready to be tested, you click on the Let Me Try button. The Let Me Try button is the only way that you get points for completing each skills page. So the Let Me Try button In the upper left corner of each skills page throughout the course is how you complete the sim book. You simply look in the top left corner. It says step 1 of 3. So this is one question of 3 over this entire skills page. So you simply answer it. I'm going to select 1. And it doesn't matter which one I'm selecting for the sake of this activity. Click done, and it'll tell you this is incorrect. You want to click on the correct image, then click done. Once you select the correct one, you click next, and you simply answer the next 2 questions. Once you're finished, it will automatically take you out of it and bring you back to the next, to the beginning where you started in the sim book. And in the center right of every page, you see an arrow, a forward pointing arrow, and it simply takes you to the next skill in this sim book. So again, you read, take notes on anything new that you didn't know before in your 5-subject notebook. Click Let Me Try. Answer the questions, click Done, and it will bring you back. Now, instead of going back to the skills page, after you finish the last one, you can, instead of clicking Continue, you could click this forward pointing arrow, and it'll take you to the next Let Me Try. So if you feel like you know all that there is about computing basics, certainly you could go and complete all of them, once you finish answering everything. Just don't click on the continue button, the continue green button. You just come back up here where your name appears with an X, and then you just click the right pointing arrow to go to the next Let Me Try in this chapter or sim book. Once you've finished, you simply click Exit Book. It confirms that you want to exit out, and it will return you to the original sim book page. And your goal is, of course, to have all check marks here on each skills page. Once you get to the Learn to Create Simple Databases unit, you're going to have other areas in the sim book, such as review terms or some practice projects that you can't really complete because there's nowhere to turn them in. So once you see review key terms, that signifies to you that you have reached the end of the skills in that sim book, and you can simply exit out of that and go back to Blackboard to the next sim book. Once you reach the learner's exit slip, you simply go to the next unit or module, and that would be number 3, Learn to Create Simple Databases. Repeat the same steps. Start with the module introduction. Just go and complete as each appears. Again, if you don't want to read all of the reading material, there's nothing for you to do on the reading except to view. So you can certainly skip it if you want to. It's completely up to you. But the assignments are voice threads, sim books, and projects. Voice threads, sim books, and projects. When we get to the final folder, the Finish Here folder, number 7, there will be a Blackboard assignment that you'll have to submit. That will be your last project. It is not available yet, but it will be in the coming weeks. In the upper right-hand corner, you have some commonly used buttons. Number one being where you're at currently. This is the main course content area. And you see it up here above Start Here. That's where you are. You see the little purple line under it. That shows you where you're at. If you click on the calendar will show you month to month, the due dates, what's due. So you can click on due dates and it will show you exactly what is due and on what day. So it's already built into Blackboard from the SimNet assignments and the voice threads when things are due. So you should not fall behind. This little button here is all the discussions in each unit that are Blackboard discussions that you're used to from other classes. This area is really for students by students. Professor Jacob does not answer any questions on any of the discussions on Blackboard. Voice thread is where Professor Jacob participates in class discussions or guided discussions and graded discussions. The next button is your grade book. And this is where you would actually look at your grades. And all of your assignments are listed in here. And over to the right of the assignment, you will see the due date of the assignment, your grade, and then you'll see a feedback column. Neither VoiceThread or SimNet gives me the ability to leave you feedback on the grade book in Blackboard. So SimNet gives you automatic feedback once you complete the assignments. VoiceThread are graded, manually graded by me, Professor Jacob. So that may take a moment for me to get through all of them. But all of my feedback appears inside the voice thread itself. So you have to return to each slide, and just under your comment tile, there should be a comment from me, if I provided feedback for that slide. The only assignment that you will see any feedback from me is the final Blackboard activity at the end of the semester. But all of your assignments are listed there with due dates. Also, the status. The status may say unopened, okay, or overdue. You can ignore unopened and overdue, especially if you see a percentage out by your assignment. If you know you've submitted something and maybe it's a voice thread and it's taking me a while to assign a grade, then just know that voice threads could take up to 7 days, a full week to after the due date to get those all graded. And then your final button here is the messaging. I would advise for you not to use the messaging on Blackboard. If you need to communicate with me, I prefer for you to use your MyPath and go straight into email. When you go into email, you should be able to type my name, my first or last name, into the to field on a new message. Because I sent you an initial message when the semester started, and you could type in Sherry or Jacob into the to field, and my name should come up at the top of the list. Okay, but my email address is on the first page of the class syllabus, but it's sherry.jacob@kctcs.edu. Please send me emails and stay away from the messages on Blackboard, because I'm extremely, extremely busy this summer, and email, I can get a notification on my mobile device about that if I'm out and about, and I can respond quickly with email. The Blackboard messages, I hardly ever go into that area. So just know that that's not a dependable communication method. Back to your main course content area. If there are any announcements in the class, you will see the announcements appear just above the course content when you come into Blackboard. And the best thing you can do is click on it to view the full message, because it shows sort of a half window. But you've had 4 announcements already this semester, and you definitely want to look at those. Okay, I try not to bog you down with a whole lot of messages, but you don't want to miss anything. So if you're wondering why certain things are happening, go to your announcements, announcements archive first. And then, of course, you can refer to your syllabus for any policy information about the class.